If you are watching this video, then chances are the powerful Dark type mythical Pokemon Darkrai is back in raids or is coming back to raids, and I'm going to be telling you how you can duo this raid boss. It's actually quite simple. You just need one type of Pokemon to completely fill up your list, and you will be able to take down this Pokemon with just one other trainer. And I'm going to be telling you how you can do that in today's video. Let's roll the intro and get right into it. And how's it going, everyone? It's me, it's Count, here with a brand new raid guide video. Today I'm going to be telling you how you can duo Darkrai. It is a very powerful mythical Pokemon that you can get, and I honestly think that when it comes to Darkrai, this is one of those Pokemon that you absolutely need to farm up, considering that it is the most powerful Dark type as of this video, and it is also a mythical, which means you will not be able to trade for it. So that means if you do not have a really good Darkrai yet, then you should be farming it as soon as it comes back to raid battles, considering that it is your only real opportunity to pick up this Pokemon. Fortunately, Darkrai is an easier Pokemon to defeat in comparison to some of the other raid bosses that we could get, and Darkrai is one of those raid bosses that you can easily duo depending on what conditions you have. And of course, if you have a whole bunch of really good fighting types, you should be good to go. So yeah, let's just jump into the counters. When it comes to Darkrai, like I said, fighting types are going to reign supreme. If you have a whole bunch of Machamps and Conkeldurs, those are going to be your best heavy hitters up against this boss. Considering that dark types are weak against fighting types, and between fighting, psychic, and dark, it's always going to be a battle of rock, paper, scissors. Of course, psychic types are weak against dark types, but dark types are weak against fighting types. So max out your Machamps and max out your Conkeldurs. All of these you can get from raid battles and just through generic gameplay. They're very easily accessible Pokemon, so you should be good to go. In the most ideal scenario, you will have a full team of Conkeldurs with Counter and Dynamic Punch. These are of course the best fighting type moves that you can have on this Pokemon, but you could also fill your team up with Lucarios and Machamps with also Dynamic Punch. But of course, Lucario doesn't have Dynamic Punch. He has Aura Sphere, but it's going to be equally as powerful, so do not worry about that. As long as you are packing a bunch of fighting type moves, you are going to be good to go up against Darkrai. Now, I highly suggest that both you and your duo partner are at least level 35 with fully maxed out Pokemon. Especially if you do not have the right counters, you will want to be as high of a level as possible. Now, when it comes to Darkrai, like I said, he's going to be a little bit beefier than your other duo raid Pokemon, so it's not going to be as easy as Rayquaza and Moltres, which both have double weaknesses, but it is going to be weaker than some of the other Pokemon that you could potentially duo. But again, make sure you're taking this seriously so you do not waste raid passes. If you can avoid a duo with a remote raid pass invite or something like that, then I highly suggest you do that. The more trainers you have, the easier it's going to be. I suggest you go with at least 3 trainers to securely defeat this Pokemon, but yeah, like I said, you could potentially duo it, but make sure you take it seriously. Do not go with the recommended Pokemon. If you are bringing Pokemon like Blissey and Aggron just because they have high defense, you will not be able to duo this Pokemon. I'm telling you that right now. Make sure you fill up your team with the best fighting types that you have. It's definitely going to allow you to defeat this boss. Now, when it comes to Darkrai's different moves, there are a few moves that you will want to look out for. When it comes to Focus Blast, this is going to be Darkrai's heaviest hitting move, and of course when it comes to your fighting types, they could potentially get one shot if they are not high enough level. So in that case, I would suggest bringing a whole bunch of Gardevoirs and Togekisses with fairy type moves. These are also going to be really powerful against Darkrai. However, because the damage output is going to be lower compared to your fighting types, it may be difficult to do a duo if you are going up against a Darkrai with Focus Blast. So do keep that in mind. Make sure you are scouting out those moves before you jump into battle, because because some of the moves are going to be a lot more difficult than others. But yeah, with that said, when it comes to Darkrai's moveset, his fast moves can be Snarl or Feint Attack. Snarl is going to be a lot easier to dodge, but Feint Attack is going to deal a little bit less damage over time, so you really do not have to worry about these fast moves. But when it comes to his charge moves, he could potentially have Focus Blast, Shadow Ball, or Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse is going to be your most ideal charge move to go up against, considering that it is a Dark type move and it deals probably the least amount of damage compared to the rest of them, because the longer you survive, the more damage you could output, so it's very important that you practice your dodging up against Darkrai. Now in terms of Darkrai's stats, it does have a pretty high amount of defense and attack, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult than some of the other duos that you usually go up against, like Rayquaza, but it is going to be easier than a couple of other Pokemon that can be duoed as well. Depending on if you have the right counters, it will be a little bit tight, but you will be able to defeat this boss given that you are in the right conditions. And what conditions am I talking about? Well, you will want to give yourself any kind of weather boost, you will want to give yourself any kind of friendship bonus, and of course if you have any kind of fighting type mega evolution at the time you're watching this video, then yeah, those are always going to be helpful as well. Now if you are looking to utilize a weather boost up against Darkrai, then you will want to look for Cloudy Weather. It's going to boost up your fighting types, and it's definitely going to dish out the most damage compared to any of the other weather boosts. Actually, both fairy and fighting types benefit from Cloudy Weather, so that is going to be the most ideal weather that you will want to fight Darkrai in. But if you want a weather boosted Darkrai, then you're going to look for that very rare Foggy Weather boost, and that is going to boost up Darkrai. Unfortunately, because it is a pure Dark type, it is the only weather boost that's going to give you a weather boosted CP. Now speaking of CP, the perfect IV Darkrai is going to be 2136, and if it's weather boosted, it's going to be 2671. So these are the magic numbers. If you're looking for that 100% IV Darkrai or something close to it, you will want to look for this number. The closer you are to 2136, the better the Darkrai is going to be. And of course, at the time that I'm recording this video, it's going to be happening during the Halloween event, which means you will have double transfer candy, which is going to be extremely helpful, considering that if you get a really good Darkrai, you will want to max this one out. Considering that it is the best Dark type that's currently in the game, you will definitely want to have a good one. Now Darkrai may not necessarily be as useful in the Master League, but if you're looking to raid a whole bunch of Pokemon that are weak against Dark types, then having a full team of Darkrai could go a long way. And there's quite a lot of raid bosses that are actually weak against Dark types, like for example with the Ghost types and the Psychic types, like Cresselia and Gengar. All of these Pokemon are weak against Dark. So yes, Darkrai is absolutely worth investing Stardust and candies. And of course, the cherry on top of all of this is that Darkrai's shiny form is available in Pokemon Go, so the more Darkrai's that you defeat, the more chances of getting a shiny that you will get. And the fact that you can duel this Pokemon means you should be able to defeat him a lot more often. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you share this with your friends and your raid mates. And yeah, I am Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, and I'll catch you all later.